Welcome back to the weekly news roundup here on Switch to Linux. This is the privacy edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch the show live, make sure you're still subscribed if you think you might be. They've been doing some weird things with the algorithms again. Or follow along on some of the social media platforms if you are interested in making sure you have an extra notification. Anyway, let's dive on into the privacy news. First and foremost, companies can track your phone movements to target ads. This, of course, is really nothing new. But as iOS and even Google to a degree have been making it a little bit harder for these types of tracking to occur, there is one new company that has come out recently that their entire focus is to utilize all of the sensors on your phone to do everything that they could possibly do. So they want to randomly crap. I mean, they're literally open about it. We're going to randomly take pictures. We're going to randomly turn on your microphone. We're going to randomly turn on your Bluetooth to test where you are. We're going to use your accelerometer to see if you're walking or running or stationary or whatever else. They're not even really being hidden about it at this point. And I think that the reason is they have worn us down to the point where we're not even willing to sit down and have a conscious brain anymore. We're just like, hey, it's convenient, let's use it, rather than actually sit down and say, okay, no, there's no reason this application needs to have all of these things, so I'm going to deny it. When's the last time you guys watching this have actually looked at the requirements for the application before actually downloading it? In other words, is it a video game that needs your camera, your microphone, your contact list, everything else about your phone, your device ID, etc., 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 to play a game? Might be a little bit of cellular overreach, we'll call it. This company is called Number 8. I'm not sure why Number 8 happens to be it, but they say their product is a context prediction software. The tool helps apps infer user activity based on data from smartphone sensors, whether they're running or seated near a park or museum, driving or riding a train. Most smartphones have internal components that can record data on their movements. So, compasses, all these types of things. Literally, these phones have so many things in it, and they're not even being hidden about it. They're collecting all of the data to sell it, to market to different companies. So, hey, that's exciting, isn't it? All right. Next, Facebook. This is a good thing Facebook's doing. It's 2020, guys. Don't worry. It's 2020. Facebook always, Facebook has to be doing good things because it's 2020, for crying out loud. All right, so Facebook will let people claim ownership of images and issue takedown requests. So if somebody posts your image online, you could actually request they take it down. But it's Facebook. Who knows? No, they're going to let people take more control over the images they own and where they end up. So mostly it deals with snapping photos around, like, hey, your selfie at the beach, your selfie in jail after you weren't wearing a mask at the beach, whatever else is going on. I think that, never mind. We're not going to go there right now. But anyway, you upload a photo, some people want to take it and move it around. Basically now Facebook properties can track where those photos go and issue takedown requests. Not a bad thing overall, but I think that there's possibly going to be a little bit of abuse on those as well. Of course, Facebook, while they're doing things like this, is also telling the EU, if you don't stop finding us, we might just pull out of Europe. So now Facebook is going to pin the people against the government. Well, this will be fun, won't it? Let's see if Facebook can single-handedly cause a war between the citizens versus the country. You've got to stop and let us have Facebook. We can't live without Facebook. Facebook. Because that's the kind of stuff that tends to happen, isn't it? So the European regulators keep on adding more things that they want to do. So they're cracking down on Facebook's ability to transfer data across the Atlantic. So it deals with people having Facebook profiles over in EU nations and then that data being stored on servers in the United States because Facebook is an American company. Tech giant is threatening to pull the services from 400 million European users. Okay, do you guys think they're bluffing or not? I think this is more of a bluff. I think that Facebook can probably afford to pay the fines EU will issue as a cost of doing business rather than lose the revenue caused by 400 million people, which I imagine the revenue is a lot. You guys, let me know what you think about that, because that's definitely an interesting idea, an interesting concept. All right, before we get into the last three articles, we will highlight my affiliate of the day is ProWritingAid. And I like ProWritingAid and was attracted to this because at the time I found this, Grammarly was still collecting a whole lot of data. They've since changed their tune lately. But ProWritingAid from the very beginning has always been privacy focused. They founded their company not wanting to collect your data, just making sure that you have good grammar. You can get a monthly subscription to their services for $20, a yearly subscription for $63 with my affiliate code there, it's $79 without, or a lifetime of $239. And my coupon code there, tlm.li/PWA, gets you 20% off the yearly or the lifetime. There is a LibreOffice extension. I did check, though. I believe it is only functional for the Windows and for the Mac. So if you're on Windows or Mac writing on LibreOffice, this will work for you. On Linux, I don't believe it is. And the reason I didn't know that is I generally use Language Tool on the Linux systems for the writing computer, although I use ProWritingAid for some things in the office. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive on back to our last couple articles here. We have a couple Amazon articles. Amazon, okay, your Echo smart speaker may help Amazon build its Bluetooth-based Sidewalk network. We talked about this a few months ago, but they released more data and information. So the idea is, you guys know it, the Square, or it's called Tile. So it's a little Bluetooth beacon type device you can throw on something. Like you miss your unicorn, hey Alexa, order unicorn meat, confirm. Then you can put your Tile on it, and then if you lose it somewhere, if somebody goes within proximity and has their Bluetooth on, which you shouldn't be doing, but it will ping back where the location of your device happens to be. Well, Amazon wants to basically build a giant network that it always knows where everything is at all times, and this is terrifying. But what they're going to do is, now that they have us completely addicted like crack cocaine to their Amazon products, including the Amazon, hey Alexa, order me unicorn meat, confirmed, and the Ring. And in the smart section news this week, you're going to see the latest Ring thing. It even got people on The Verge against it. I don't know how you manage that, but we put that in a different section. But anyway, what they're doing is they are now adding the Sidewalk code to updates on various Alexa speakers, Ring devices, any of the Amazon smart home products. And the idea is to build a shortwave Bluetooth network that's perpetually connected. And they want this big enough to be able to track pretty much any product anywhere based upon the number of people utilizing these various devices. And then they can track anything on their Sidewalk network. And how much do you want to bet that some of the devices that we have will end up on the Sidewalk network, whether we want them there or not? I know some of you guys out there are saying I'm too paranoid, but you know what? The reason I am this paranoid, where's my hat, is because we have to take a stand now. Because at the time you realize the dangers of all this data out there, it is too late to do anything about it. We have to be cautious. We have to be cautious. We have some more detail directly from a press release on Amazon Alexa there. And this guy here, they're basically just talking about, first we announced the vision for Amazon Sidewalk, a neighborhood network designed to help customer devices work better, both at home and beyond the front door. Oh, the other thing, by the way, it doesn't just work as Tile. I forgot about it until I was just reading that intro again. All of your various smart devices that you might carry around, like maybe your smart watches and your smart Amazon glasses and all these different things, they will continuously work feeding off of other people's internet connections. They're like, nobody's going to be able to see the internet connections, but I have to still wonder, in a place of data caps, is this not a concern that the neighbor walking by your house can ping onto your network to ping data back to Amazon servers? That's a little bit too dystopian for me. You can call me paranoid if you want, but that's insane. All right, Amazon Sidewalk uses Bluetooth low energy, BLE, a 900 megahertz spectrum, and other frequencies to simplify new device setup, extend low bandwidth networking range of devices, and help devices stay online and up to date, even if they are outside the range of home Wi-Fi. Great. How wonderful. So we prepare to launch Amazon Sidewalk later this year. We are announcing several new steps toward realizing our vision for customers and developers. We're teaming up with IoT silicone companies. We are releasing details on the privacy and security protection of Sidewalk. Hey guys, security and privacy. Yeah, it's going to get hacked. The data is going to leak. It's going to be crazy. And we are embarking on a new proof of concept with American Red Cross to demonstrate the possibilities. Oh God, now they're getting the Red Cross involved. I don't know. All right, on to our feature story today. Bing user data was exposed. So if you've ever watched the old documentary, Terms and Conditions May Apply, definitely worth watching if you can. They talk about a story of, it was a writer for one of these popular TV shows, and he would be doing internet searches for how to kill your wife, how to hide a dead body and things, because he's a screenwriter for a horror suspense show, right? So he's always having to come up with writing stuff. So he's over here doing Google searches for all these things related to murder. And then right in the middle of it, he searches for steak and potatoes because that's what they were having that night, right? And so they come in and they're like, yeah, we've de-anonymized you based upon the data and search criteria. Well, all of that type of data that they use to de-anonymize people there just leaked out for Bing users. Locations, search terms, sites visited. This is tied to the unique device identifier. So if you're wondering why I'm so concerned about things like operating systems, like we covered Zorin does this with a unique device identifier. I don't think Ubuntu uses the unique device identifier. I looked at another one recently that did the same thing. You have these distros in the Linux world that's like, well, it's a unique device identifier. Yeah, that unique device identifier can be used to de-anonymize you in certain circumstances. That's why it's so concerned. So this report had 3 different types of anonymous data. It had a, what's called AD, which appears to be unique for a Microsoft account. So this ID tracks your phone back to a logged in Microsoft account. Number 2, it contains the device ID, and number 3, a device hash. 3 separate pieces of information about your device. It contains your operating system, your device model, phone or tablet model, a partial list of URLs from visitors visited from the site list, coupon data such as timestamps of when a coupon code was copied or auto-applied, the Firebase notification tokens, the exact time the search was executed, location coordinates. If location permission was enabled on the app, a precise location within 500 meters was included within the data set. While coordinates exposed aren't precise, they still give a relatively small perimeter where the user is located. By simply copying them onto Google Maps, you could easily track them down to the owner of the phone. In other words, your bedroom window. Search terms in clear text, including the ones entered in private mode. And if they did have to do this one, searches for baddie stuff was found in the database, and the terms search queries entered by the predators looking for baddie stuff. The website and the websites they visited following the search. What moron is used? Never mind. I don't even want to know. All right, but anyway, this, of course, was tied to the apps on the phone. So if you're just on Bing.com or something, I don't believe that you are affected by this. But if you're using any of the apps, it all leaked out, baby. It all leaked out. Yay. So let me know what you think about this and the other stories in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.